The Pod Go has garnered a reputation for being a piece of starter gear because of its affordability. In this video, I share 2 reasons why the Pod Go should find a place in any pro's setup coming up. Hello and welcome to the video. If this is our first time meeting, my name is Justin and I'm all about worship guitar, helping you sound and play your best for Jesus. I build patches for Line 6 products that you can check out on my Buy Me a Coffee page to support these videos and my ministry. If you've met before, welcome back. My first Line 6 product was the Pod XT with its iconic red kidney bean design that the Pod Go startup screen pays homage to. I was a junior high student and had to save up for another year before I could afford the FBV foot controller. So for 1 year, I had to take my shoe off and change presets with the 4 soft rubber buttons on the panel using my big toe. If the dude who bought my Pod XT happens to watch this, don't worry, I deep cleaned and sanitized the unit before I sold it to you. We've come a long way since those big toe, tiny button tap dancing days. The Pod Go looks and feels like a 100x boost in the way of how a professional piece of gear looks, feels, and sounds like. So it comes to me as a bit of a surprise that people regard the Pod Go as a beginner piece of gear. I certainly do recommend this for beginners, but there are features on this that my Pro pedalboard doesn't have. Here are 2 features that make the Pod Go a pro piece of gear. Number 1. Reamping. This could be the single most underrated feature on Line 6 devices. No one seems to talk about how easy it is to reamp on them, including the seemingly beginner Pod Go. Why is reamping important? If you've ever considered doing a session gig where you record guitar tracks for others in the studio environment, there are several things you need to take note of. Most of the time you'll be involved in the part of the production process where tracks haven't been finalized. You could be working with scratch tracks or a reference MIDI drum track that is pending recording with other musicians. This means your chosen tone to record at that moment may not be the best suited for the final mix. And because studios run on a tight timeline and budget, it's not economical for the producer to call you back for a re-record. That's just the reality of business. The solution? Provide the producer with completely dry, direct-to-board guitar tracks that capture the dynamics of your performance. If your chosen tone still fits the final mix, praise the Lord, you nailed it. But if it doesn't, like the glitz reverb doesn't blend with the rest of the wet effects, or the octave up pitch shifter during your solo suddenly doesn't make sense, the producer has the ability to take your dry tracks and run them through his own guitar rig. How do you set up for reamping on your digital audio workstation? This is how a reamping setup looks like if you had a traditional pedalboard amp rig. There are many cables involved, an additional interface is needed, and there are potential grounding and phase issues. On the Pod Go, it's really simple. On your DAW, open 2 tracks, one with your desired tone and one for the dry guitar. On track 1, make sure the inputs are USB 1.2, which will capture the Pod Go process tone. On track 2, make sure the inputs are USB 3.4, which will capture dry, unprocessed guitar. Arm both tracks for recording, and voila! Instant capture of the same guitar take, both processed and dry. reamp is huge and will make you a much more marketable recording musician. Number 2, portability and ease of setup. To continue with the session gig scenario, time is money. You're hired for the job of making music, not lugging a pedal board, setting up your amp, angling your microphones, dealing with hum and buzz issues. I cannot tell you how frustrating it is as a producer who's on the clock and having to deal with musicians who take their time setting up. And to top it off, once they set up that behemoth of a rig, they sheepishly admit they haven't learned the music for the session. No! Give your producer or artist a good impression by minimizing setup time. The Pod Go is self-contained, needing only a DI box or two to interface with a mixer, or going direct with a USB cable. If you have the wireless version, you don't even need an instrument cable. All you need is to connect the power supply, flick the on switch, interface with the recording rig, and you're ready to record. For performing live, the Pod Go fits in a backpack with space for other essentials. As a music director for my worship team, I also need to pack a laptop that controls our cues and tracks. And if that wasn't enough, I still have leftover space to pack my camera rig to record footage of our session that I review and eventually edit into YouTube content. All of that in a backpack that I can bring as hand carry for fly gigs. One day, man, one day. So what about you? Would you pick the Pod Go for professional gigs? I'd love to hear your ideas and thoughts in the comment section below. Which brings us to today's bonus. The tones you're hearing are from my Pod Go Worship Essentials pack that I'm continually adding new stuff to. Most recently, the jailbroken series of patches which free up additional blocks in the signal path that unlock the true potential of the Pod Go as a standalone all-in-one device. I've linked it in the description box below. That's it from me. Thanks for watching this video. If you've gotten value out of it, like it, share it, and head on over to my Buy Me a Coffee page after this to download my patches and more to support these videos and my ministry. Until next time, I'm Justin, and I'm all about worship guitar.